Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
Hello, welcome back to Garblay Games. I muted you guys. You can comment on it, but we're back with more Marvel Multiverse RPG. We're doing it again. We're back with the same crew, but we're using original characters this time around, and we're gonna do an original adventure. Because last time we used the characters and the adventure out of the playtest rules, which are currently available for people who are watching this in the future. We only have the playtest rules. We've also taken some liberties with the playtest rules, and we've kind of reskinned and rethemed some of the powers in there and adjust them a little bit. There's also a community that's growing online that is doing the same thing with this playtest right now. There's a Reddit that's very active, there's a Discord, and I've taken some of the things from there as well. So you're going to see things in this live stream or actual play that aren't in the book. You might even see some powers being used that aren't in the book, and I've just taken stuff that the community is building and running with right now during this playtest. So if you have questions in the comments, put them down there below, wondering how we did this or what we used for that, and we'd be happy to answer them for you. But welcome back, everybody, to more Marvel Multiverse role-playing game. The first video was a huge success, so thank you for everybody who watched it. We really appreciate that, and hopefully you enjoy our next adventure. I know, sadly, it won't have Rocket and Groot, but we'll do them. We'll do them better in this one. So why don't we do an introduction first? Everybody can say who they're playing, what their character is, what their powers are, and things like that, and then we're going to jump right into this. So we'll start on the overlay from left to right. Aaron, can you tell us about Hex?
Absolutely. Hex was born Nikolai Howlett, Nico to his friends, on an Earth not dissimilar from our own. However, it fell in the Hell Wars, and at the last moment, as he watched his father, John Howlett, die, who would be Dakin in this world, his mother, Ilyana Rasputin, and his godmother, Wanda Maximoff, used their combined powers to shift him across the multiverse to this Earth, so at least a little of his world could survive. He's a mutant, tied deeply into the supernatural world with the ability to actually generate magical energies, which manifests in physical armor, not dissimilar from his mother's, who only those with the magical sight can perceive. He's extremely strong. He has also inherited his father's healing abilities and wields his mother's soul sword from his own world. In addition, he has the ability to teleport, though we don't know if he actually travels through limbo to do it. And that is Hex.
Can you tell that Aaron knows his source material? Because, I know what you're talking about, and I get your references, but there's a lot of stuff in there that you've pulled on for that character, which is very cool. Very cool. Ben, tell us about Synthwave.
Okay, well, I threw myself into the fandom wiki and absorbed as much as I could, but there's a crap ton of stuff there. So I'm playing Synthwave, who was a struggling young DJ by the name of Jamie Halstead in New York City. And one night, while programming some EDM into her computer, she accidentally reached out to an alien probe in the upper atmosphere by matching signal waves with it, and it came down to investigate what was going on and bonded with her, creating Synthwave. She has aspects of the power cosmic as her origin, and she is functionally a group organizer. She plays music, has cybernetics, and can run a nice little light show, but most importantly, she can coordinate the activity of others through using background music to boost and enhance her allies and cause problems for her enemies.
Very cool. It's a cool concept. Jeff, tell us about Mother Bog.
Mother Bug. Okay, well, Mother Bug, known to her friends as just Mama, is an ancient nature goddess that never was quite born, but just became, and over time migrated to the great mountains of the Appalachia, I should say, and has over time become worshipped by the various serpent churches and other things throughout them hills. And she is known today as Eloise Purdy. She is a tycoon, conservationist, environmentalist, and she does what she can to ensure the protection of the environment. and all manner of animals and species which live within. She's quite old, ornery, but very friendly, and is always willing to share a drink and a song with any she call friend. As Mama, or as the official file says, Mother Bog.
How about Mommy?
No, do not do that. I will smite thee if you call me Mommy.
All right. And Roger as Tornado.
Hi, I'm Roger, and I'm playing Tornado. So Tornado, real name Herbert Heath, comes from a long line of individuals who can control the wind. That goes back as far as history can remember. His ancestors were elementalists who guarded the Isle of Albion in ancient times. And however, the people that control the other elements have largely been lost over time. And he was actually the first one to resurface in the modern era. His ancestors were mainly in the Royal Navy in the more recent history, where they used subtle wind powers to aid the ships. Herbert broke with tradition by joining the Royal Marines, where he excelled at several martial arts. During a classified incident, he openly used his powers in order to save his section. Following this, he was recruited by the British government for special operations, and it was during one of these operations where he actually met Mother Bog. It didn't take long for Herbert to become disenchanted working for the government, and it was at this point he set out on his own before meeting back up with Mother Bog.
Very nice. I like the alliteration also. I appreciate that. Very comic booky. Herbert Heath. With your name.
It's deliberate.
It's on point. It's on brand. Okay, so we're going to get into this. There was something I was going to mention, and now I don't remember what that was. But, oh, yeah. So, people, we're going to make mistakes throughout this. Like I said, things are going to change. But if you find a mistake that we make in the rules, leave a comment down below when this is on YouTube later, and you will win yourself a no prize. I've decided to do that with everybody who finds mistakes that we make. And you will be the proud owner of a no prize. So, without further ado, we've got some Sirenscape set up here. We're going to get some sounds. We're going to get right into the action. We're going to get right into it here. So, the scenario is, the setup is that Owl and Rhino have broken into a Stark facility, and they are fleeing from the scene of the crime. You've chased them away from there, and you have cornered them near a diner. And now you guys are having a square off. You're going to try and bring them in, the two of them. So let's switch scenes here. Bear with me. All of the screens. It's been a while since... How do I move you guys over? There we go. So we got a scene here. Let's transition because people last time, they wanted to see our battle map. Ask and you shall receive. There's a battle map there on the screen. And we're going to get into some combat. I'm just going to adjust so you can see. So we've got the Owl up on a roof. There are bystanders all around fleeing from this cafe. The Rhino is down at the bottom. And our heroes have just arrived on the scene down to the bottom left there. So we're going to roll some initiative. And we're going to get into combat. So let me get everybody added here. Do you all remember how combat works from a few weeks ago?
I do.
Aaron does, and that's what counts.
Yep.
Come on, let's get in the combat tracker. Let's go. Are you see anything there? And I added all of you.
I can see the turn order, but there's nobody on it.
Yeah, I don't see anybody on it. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
I got 2 owls now. Trash you. And I'm gonna get the music started. And we will begin.
We're also all rocking initiatives of 99,000.
Interesting. There was an update, and obviously that was not fixed.
So, Mama gets she gets I think an edge on initiative. Wait,
Yeah, so does Hex. He also gets situational awareness gives him an edge on initiative. Synthwave, I believe your augmented reflexes also gives you initiative edge on initiative.
Just roll another 6, and then we'll take the better. Like, I can change the number for you.
I do indeed get an edge on initiative.
No change for Mama.
But there's no point in applying that edge because it's a 1.
So mine, I'll apply that 5 for me, giving me an initiative of 12 plus 7 of 19.
Okay.
I'm keeping my 19.
Bear with me here. I'm just getting the villains set up with their initiative. Okay, so what does everybody end up with? I'm sorry.
I'm 19. Synthwave is 19.
Okay.
I'm a 17.
Coronado is 21, or 22 if you counted the 0.9 of rounding. Speedy little blighter.
Wow. Okay. So first up is Tornado. So you see that there's people fleeing and they're trying to escape from the area. Rhino's there. He's looking straight at you. Looks like he's putting his head down. He's getting ready to charge at you with his horn. Owl is up on the roof. And he's got someone up there with him. Some sort of hostage or bystander up there with him.
Okay, so I think this is the point where I'm going to take to the sky. So throw my arms down, creating a kind of ball of air below me, pushing me up and taking me up towards the roof. I'm going to fly up and try and deal with Owl.
Sounds
Totally
good.
don't have
Those that are on
Aang's
the-
airball in my mind right now.
Does anybody know, are you familiar with the Rhino or Owl?
No, not in any way, shape or form.
Excellent.
I am,
Rhino's
but I'll keep my mouth shut.
Rhino's pretty standard.
Rhino's pretty well known. I'm not as knowledgeable about Owl.
So remind me, how far do I move
You can-
with speed?
It should say at the top of your sheet, it's 10 times your run speed is your fly speed. So I think you're like 370 feet.
Oh yeah, my
Holy
flight is
cats.
340 feet.
Yeah,
340 feet.
that's nippy. Wowza.
So
Yeah,
I'm assuming
flight is pretty good
Flight
in
is
this.
amazing.
I don't know if I can make a map big enough for you to get around.
okay, so yeah, I'm gonna fly straight up there.
Straight to Owl. He's standing there. His claws are out. He's got this like girl in his grasp. He's holding her, and he's got a claw to her
Kind
throat.
of land behind him.
Don't come any closer, hero, or she's gonna get it.
Okay, let's have a look at my powers. I basically want to see if I can disable his arm so he lets go of her
You can
using my martial arts.
If you go into an attack stance with your easy action, you'll get +10 to your fight damage roll. Or you can just try to grab him, which is might or agility versus his might versus or agility defense.
Okay, so I'll do the attack stance and try and basically take out his arm.
So it's a standard action.
Easy action to go into attack stance, standard action, fight roll.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, where do I hit fight?
It's just under fight
Oh, yeah.
damage at the top of the character
Yeah,
sheet.
just
Yep,
saw
it's
it.
very top. Your target number is a 26 to hit
Ooh.
Owl.
He's a fast
Ooh.
little guy.
He's
I'm
got
not sure.
very high agility.
I
You went
do
on the
add-
Marvel
I
wiki
do
and I
add-
looked. Oh wow! And
I do add 10. Oh no, that's a terrible roll.
so 22. So the owl sees you coming and he just
Oh,
like
wow.
moves aside with his big theatrical billowing cape flowing in the wind and laughs at you and he points his other clawed hand at you. Bring it, hero. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? As a reaction, I got reactions. I can actually get to maybe fight this game, unlike the last one. I'm going to use Slashback. This character makes a fight attack against an enemy who just missed them. If the attack is a success, the enemy takes fight physical slashing damage. If it's a fantastic success, they take double damage. So he dodges out of the way and he's going to slice at you with a reaction of his claws. Let's do this. I got to target you. Let's roll. 18. What's your defense? Your agility defense?
Oh, way higher. 29.
29. All right, so he misses with his reaction.
And Roger, just for your information, you do have the trait Quick Learner. So when you fail an action check, you gain an edge on the next time you try that same action check against him. So you'll have an edge the next time you attack
Fantastic.
him.
Thank you.
All right, is there anything else you want to do with your other actions? You have a reaction left, right? You used your standard, you used an easy, and you used a movement, right? You have a reaction
I do.
remaining.
Don't have anything that I currently want to do with my reaction. yet.
He's a hoot. Yes, he is. Okay, sorry, I'm just looking at the chat. Okay, so that brings us to Hex. Hex, you're up next. Rhino's sitting there. He's getting ready to charge. There's people fleeing and screaming everywhere.
So Hex, seeing this, immediately shifts. And as he starts to disappear, you see like an after image of a smoky, shadowy person in banded armor wearing a Salette helmet. But he teleports and reappears in front of the Rhino, swinging out with his soul sword to strike him down. And he's going to use vicious slash.
Sounds good.
And what's my defense?
Your defense number you're going against is 24.
4. It's 27 and a fantastic success. So on a vicious slash, the damage is doubled for 110. Plus, I knock the Rhino.
110
prone.
damage? What?
Yep.
What? Oh, I
He
should have
hits
made.
hard.
I should have made these guys a little bit stronger. Apparently.
You did pick like one of the toughest guys to put him up against, and he's just like, oh yeah.
But I'm
Wow.
sure the Rhino has some DR from armor. So
Yeah, he's got physical damage resistance here. So, but still, my goodness, holy crap!
but he is knocked prone. So he's gonna have to take his easy action to stand up at least.
Yes.
And
yes.
well, and since I did slashing and energy damage, he's also bleeding. So at the end of his round, he'll take 5 more points of damage.
Okay.
And I think since it's a fantastic success, I actually knock him back into the wall, doing damage to him.
Sorry, I'm just looking through his stuff here to see if there's anything. Yeah. Okay. So how much damage total? Sorry.
110.
110. Okay, and he's got damage resistance, so I'm going to take that into account. Okay. He's still alive and kicking. He's really tough, but you hurt him. That's for sure.
It's one of his two things, isn't it? Really tough, good at headbutting.
Yeah. Right.
That's Rhino.
Oh wow, he's got a lot of hit points. Holy shit.
So yeah. So then Hex is just standing toe to toe with him, soul sword out, leaking shadowy energy, and a smile on his face.
Okay. You hurt him, but he is not bloodied. I'll put it that way. He's still ready to go. Okay. Is there anything else you want to do?
That's it for now.
Synthwave, over to you.
Oh,
Okay, I'm going to take to the
sorry.
sky.
Real
Sorry,
quick.
Aaron.
No, I forgot to mention, as his easy action, he locked on to the Rhino, mystically connecting himself to the Rhino, and then he teleported. So
Okay. Sounds good.
So I'm going to float up into the air on a panel of light. I do matter surfing as my form of flight, so like flying on something. Definitely not the Silver Surfer.
Definitely not.
I'd pop out my little DJ booth of hard light holograms and start pumping out some battle plans. So I'm going to give inspiration to all of my allies within earshot to give them an edge on all of their actions until next time. And I think it's dubstep time because so I'm gonna be sort of there, but about 30 feet up. So
Okay.
that's my move and my main action.
So you still have your reaction and an easy action.
Illumination. Doesn't say whether these things are easy or anything.
Illumination's a standard action.
Okay, so I can't hit that.
Okay.
But yeah, I will leave it at that then, because I've got my battle plan in effect, which is dubstep to boost everybody and give them a little bit more kick-ass power. That means that everybody's got an edge on all action checks until the start of my next turn.
Very good. Then we'll,
And we have a soundtrack to our fight.
we're going to move over to Rhino.
Ben, I take that back. Illumination is an easy action. I thought I got that wrong.
In which case, boom, spotlight on Rhino.
Well, Rhino, if you notice there, I made an ego check. Rhino has Berserker as a trait, and he failed his keeping himself from going Berserk. So he's just going to lose his shit on Hex on his turn.
That's fair.
So he gets a +2 to all fight attacks. No, I have edge on all fight attacks, and I get a +2 to my might, resilience, and ego, but I have a -2 to my agility defense, because I'm just going all out. I'm throwing all regard out the window, so I'm going to go ahead and make an attack against you. I'm going to use Smash. It's going to cost me some focus, but if it works, it's going to do a heck of a lot of damage.
I also have several points of edge, which will offset his edge.
Very good.
You could argue that you are a Lord of Edge.
I am a Lord of Edge.
What is my target number to hit you?
Your target number is 31.
What?
Yikes!
What?
I know how to build a character.
Oh, 32 versus 31.
Nice.
He grabs you, he picks you up in one hand, and raises his massive fist and just slams it into you repeatedly with a clobber attack, and just pounds you, and your blood is starting to flow down your nose, and through your mask.
Go to sleep.
56 damage, and it is a fantastic result, which means double damage. Let's see. If the attack succeeds, the enemy takes fight physical damage plus additional physical bashing damage equal to the amount the character paid in focus. Well, I paid 5 focus. Okay. Let's pay 10 focus.
Okay.
10 focus. Oh my god, I actually hit you guys. It did something. Yay!
Welcome back into the game.
Yeah, right?
So what was the total damage?
Total damage is... Let me grab my calculator.
Wow, words you do not want to hear in a game.
Don't say that! Plus, okay, so it's going to be 66 damage. 66.
Okay. Minus my 20 points of armor makes it at 46. 60, 70, 60. Okay, yeah. He's, that hurt.
Oh, I didn't accomplish this at all last game, so
So
I got all the feels.
Blood goes spurting off a Hex, but he's still smiling. And you slowly start to see his jaw and his cheek that were shattered begin to knit back closed as he grins at Rhino.
Very good. A grab is a standard action, is it not?
It is. So he
yeah.
grabbed.
I used my standard action, so I can't grab you also. That's okay. That's it for Rhino. He's kind of a one-trick pony. Mother Bog, over to you.
All right, so Mama is gonna walk a few feet. She doesn't really need this fancy fly power. She's gonna go right up to the crosswalk and wait for some nice citizen to help her across the street. And then her eyes are gonna start glowing, and the earth around her is gonna start rumbling, and all these vines and kind of snakes and creepy crawlies begin to start crawling up her body. And then she's gonna hurl that big old chunk of stuff over at Rhino.
Rhino? Okay.
Yeah. So I have edge on this. So what is my target to hit?
Your target number. He's actually gonna be easier to hit because he is considered larger in size for most things because he has mighty and things like that, and titanic frame and all kinds of stuff. He's a big boy. Sorry, just let me see here. Because you're gonna get bonuses to hit him, but he's gonna take less damage.
I ain't worried about damage. Mama's not about doing damage.
Oh wow.
She's just about protecting it and
Oh, never mind. It's only when he's picking up and throwing things he's considered larger. So, go ahead. My target number is, it's -2, so 22. He's berserking. He's easier to hit.
And you have an edge from me.
And you have an edge.
The dubstep track that you might be able to just pick out inside it now. That it's When You're Good to Mama from Chicago the Musical. Only the dubstep version.
That is a fantastic result.
Yeah, so So as this like giant ball of vines and snakes and worms and all manner of swamp muckery comes flying across the street as she waits for a kind young citizen to help her cross, it just smashes on top of him, and he just gets caught up in it to the point where all those vines are just dragging him back down to the earth, and he's paralyzed.
Paralyzed. Oh no! Till his next turn, like the end of his next turn.
To the end of his life, probably, because he's gonna die. No.
Oh wow, that's harsh, man. Character cannot move or take any actions that require might or agility checks. They cannot maintain.
Agility defense is reduced to 10.
Oh!
So,
yeah. When does it? Does it say when it ends? Paralyzed.
It doesn't say when he ends. Not for this one.
It's a sustained action that he can try to break free of using might.
Yeah.
Oh well, good thing I'm made of might.
Yeah, but his agility defense is still going to be 10 when I take a
10.
hit at him.
All right. He looks. He's still holding Hex, and he's like looks over at you, and you can see like spittle flying out of his mouth. There's snot pouring down his nose. There's a little bit of blood in there as well. He looks over you, then he just looks back at Hex, like ready to punch him once again.
And then,
but you get the feeling that you're next.
Yeah. Then for my easy action, I'll look over to Hex and like, you want to calm that boy down? And that's I'll give you inspiration, so get an extra edge or whatever.
Nice.
You're the inspiration.
And that's that. As she just waits, looking at the crosswalk symbol.
All right. That means Owl is up. He's laughing at you, Tornado. I'm going to cut you up, and then she's next. All right. So he is going to use the power. Focused Fury. And this is another one where I can spend focus. So I'm going to spend 10 focus off the bat here. And it's going to mean more extra damage again. If I hit you. What is my target? What's your agility defense there, Tornado?
29.
29? Okay. Let's do this. Not even close. You, this time, dodge out of the way as he slashes at you with one of his claws. Ah, you slippery hero. And it's back to you, Tornado.
Hold on for just one quick second before you go. I need to check something here. You do have a reaction here, Tornado, that you could use. Counter-strike technique.
I thought if it was I took damage.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Yeah.
I had to have hit you. Mine is the one where if you missed, then that's when I got to slash back.
If I'd have taken damage, I was going to counter-strike him, but... so yeah, I'm going to maintain my attack thing, and I'm going to...
I get an additional reaction each turn. I didn't realise
basically
that.
try and... Again, I'm
Sweet.
trying to take out his arm first. I'm trying to make him drop the
bystander.
Yeah. So I have an edge on this, so I'm not sure how that works when I'm rolling.
Just roll it normally.
Just
and then you
re-roll
can
one.
21?
Another dice.
It's plus 10, so it's actually
Plus-
31.
Okay, that's it. That's a hit?
It's plus 10 on your damage, not on your attack.
Oh, okay.
I
Then that
completely
is a
misinterpreted
miss.
That, then.
But you
Oh.
can re-roll one of those dice. So if you re-roll
Roll
the
the
3
three?
and get a higher number.
Your target number is a 26.
Even if I re-roll the 3, I'm not going to hit them.
True.
All right, so again,
I don't think I can actually hit him.
he is a very agile fellow. He's as quick as a owl. Owls aren't quick. It's funny if you read their powers, like he's got like super agility. It's like, well, how does this tie into being like an owl? Super agility. I'm gonna use slice and dice on you again then. As a reaction, if you miss, I'm gonna try and hit you back.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was how it worked.
And what's my target number? Sorry, what's your agility?
29.
Thank you. You're hard to hit also. Nope. He misses. Ah, you're slippery. Over to Hex.
Running out of repartee. We've got him on ropes now.
He'll just fly away. So long, heroes.
So Hex is going to He's going to do a little focused fury himself on the old Rhino,
Nice.
bringing his soul blade around, and he's going to spend 40 focus
Whoa!
because
I
I'm
guess-
currently rocking 4 edge.
Holy moly. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I forgot this in the last game. I'll remember it next time, but I wanted, because we have bystanders here, I wanted to introduce trouble. We didn't use the trouble mechanic at all because there's a chance you could hit bystanders. So I'm going to give you 1 trouble on this roll, which I know you're going to cancel out with an edge. But
No,
that was
he
a
doesn't have
rule.
to, because I'm going to cancel it out
Okay.
with a
but
change of plans.
But that was a rule that we didn't use, and I really wanted to get in this game, and that's part of the reason why there's bystanders on this map also, is so that I could give you trouble. You could
makes sense.
accidentally
That's
hit
cool.
bystanders.
Yeah, so he's aware. Hex is wary of everyone around him, so he's trying to maneuver his blade in an arc that's not likely to hit anyone else. So what's his target number while Rhino's berserk?
10? Wasn't it?
Oh, that's right. He's
That's
paralyzed.
10?
I forgot.
Yeah.
And under a spotlight.
So
That's a hit.
I got a fantastic success without even trying.
What's with all these fantastic successes?
Come on, use some of that edge to re-roll for that 3. You've got to get a 6 on that.
Oh no, I could re-roll the 1. I'll re-roll the 1 to see if I can get. No, okay,
Oh,
so
no.
A different one.
it's the same. I mean, so he still hit. He spent 40 points of focus on a fantastic success, so that's 96, 100,
Crap.
192 points of damage.
What?
And since I hit him on a fantastic success, I'm going to use one of my reactions to slice and dice on a fantastic success with a slashing and deal 1 point of damage. Make a might versus resilience.
How about I tell you that was enough? That you're just like clawing at him madly. He's snarling, looking down at you. He's massive compared to you, and you're just cutting and cutting and cutting, and you don't even notice that he has just dropped to the ground after a certain. You're still just hacking and slashing away at him after he's passed out.
And you do see Hex's wounds start to heal up, so he's almost back to his full hit points now.
Oh,
Cracks
thanks for
his
reminding
neck.
me. Yeah, Owl also has healing. Thank you.
Cracks his neck, looks up, realizes there's still one person there. Gives a nod back to Mama. Thanks for the assist, Mama.
She
And
has like one
for
of those like Australian outback hats and just sort of tips it.
and
Oh, with
for
the
his-
corks and everything.
then for his movement action, he teleports to the roof next to the owl.
Very good. Let's update the Rhino here. He's sleeping. Synthwave, your turn. Synthwave's making those noises right now with their mouth.
Right, oh yeah, crikey. Let me think. Okay, well, we'll move the spotlight from the illumination onto the owl. Illuminates one object or point in line of sight within 100 yards with illumination. And I can maintain it even if I move out of range or line of sight, but it's 100 yards, but then I can fly. So, got that. And then I'm going to keep up the battle plan. Up there on the rooftop. Just keep that music coming.
You're inspiring everyone.
Yeah, I'm a bard. Man.
I love
I'm
it.
a
I love
bard.
it.
Hex
And
Plus,
tornado.
Owl
Hex
strikes
tornado
me as the
Lincoln.
kind of person that would absolutely hate the shit
Oh
out of
yeah.
dubstep.
Ah, turn it off. He's wearing like a theatrical cape. He looks silly. He's got Wolverine hair though. Give him that.
That's kind of silly too, to be fair.
It is very silly.
I'm not saying that to Hex because it's his granddad we're talking about here, but
That is fair. I appreciate that.
So does that take us to Mother Bog?
Sure. How
Yep.
tall is the is this
The building?
here? Yeah.
30 feet.
Okay. So all right. I think what she'll do, trying to do my various arithmetic here. Okay, I think what she'll do is she'll just sort of, very casually waddle up into the middle of these these people, and just very politely and with a grandmotherly smile, "Don't worry, y'all gonna be just fine." And then I will once more summon the powers of the earth and the various snakes and worms and stuff coming up out of asphalt below me, beginning to wrap around my arms a bit, and I'll just kind of hurl it up. And even if I can't, so you tell me if I have line of sight on him. If I don't, it's fine. I have another power I can use.
Yeah, no, you have line of sight.
Thing.
That's fine. He's
Okay.
standing on the edge
So
of the building.
Yeah, and so basically I'll try to, I'm essentially trying to do the same thing, or something similar. So this is...
So this will be with trouble, but if you have edge, so it cancels out trouble. Okay. Actually, I'm going to give you 2 trouble, because you could possibly hit Tornado, and you could possibly hit the bystander. You're hurling something again, or no?
Actually, I'm gonna use, if that's the concern, I'm gonna use something else.
Okay.
So I'll use. I have spider powers. I've rethemed it. Obviously, it's not spider webs. It's spines and stuff. So I'm gonna use web trapping, which instead of hurling it like web casting is, it literally just manifests it. So instead of those things sort of growing around me, in 100 cubic feet, which I can sort of designate, so I can make sure it doesn't actually hit anybody else. I will just have like on the side of the wall of the building, kind of reaching up and just sort of pulling Owl down against the side of the wall here, like that little kind of raised half wall for the roof. I don't have to make any kind of roll here, but basically on his turn he'll be paralyzed since he's starting his turn in it, but he has to he's either making an agility test or a might test to get out of it.
And the target number is
25 for agility, 22 for might.
Okay.
And then
so he's kind of like pinned to the side of the building. It's pulled him down and pinned him to it.
Yeah, so exactly. And so then, and again, for my easy action, I'll just call up like, "Hey, Herbie, you up there? Come on, do your grandpappy proud." As she just shouts up, and you have inspiration there.
Well, thank you for giving me inspiration.
Thank you, Herbie.
All right. So
Cheers,
it's
love.
Owl's turn. So he's going to go ahead and try to break free of this. The target number, I'm sorry, again, you just told me, I know, but what was it? For agility?
25 if it's agility, 22 if it's might.
Woo!
Okay.
So
he
he's
is
pulling, trying to break free, and his claws slashes at these trees, and he falls to the ground. A few feet. 10 feet. Now what do I do with it? I was gonna hit everybody over there, but you've ruined my plans there, Motherbot.
To break free, that's a standard action.
Okay, that's fine.
But he still has a move and easy action.
Yep.
Also, it not that it's going to matter, but it's difficult terrain as well. So if he's flying, it's not going to be.
Yeah, he'll just fly over to you.
Yeah.
He's gonna fly over to you and synth wave. Whoop. And there's there's nothing else he can do right now.
Hooty hoo.
Okay, that's it for yes. Hooty hoo. We're back to Tornado.
Okay, so I'm gonna again, fly over here. So
I just can't get away from this guy.
I am higher up, and I'm actually probably about 20-30 feet in the air, and I am going to use what's it called? Wind beam. I'm basically gonna.
I think me and Owl are both higher up as well.
So I'm gonna basically swirl together the wind into almost like a wind whip, and then slap him with it, which is it's 100-foot range. So I'm definitely in range of that.
I'm gonna give you trouble. There's bystanders that could get sucked up into this.
I will cancel the trouble by encouraging the bystanders to move elsewhere through change of plans.
With the reaction, okay?
Yep, change of plans, bystanders.
What's
You're going this way.
Is there a trigger on that, or can you just use it whenever?
It's a trigger. When an ally has trouble on an action check.
Well, look at that.
There you go.
Tornado has trouble on an action check, so there you go.
Edge on the action check.
Okay.
Which basically cancels out the trouble.
I
already had an edge before, so I've got 2 edges.
So your
the one edge cancels out the trouble, so you're back to just the one edge.
so your target number is a 26. Tornado.
Okay.
And this is range damage, not fight damage.
Yeah. So, come on. Sorry, 26. Did you say?
26. Yeah. Oh,
Nice.
you hit! You just barely hit. Look at a 1, a 2, and a 5.
You can use the edge to re-roll the 1 though.
You can
Yeah,
re-
may as well.
Need
re-roll
to,
your Marvel die if you wanted to try to get a fantastic
No,
result.
because if I get a 1, which is
and he
substance-
will because
and I
Come-
will because Pete's
the Roger
installed
mod.
Do it. Come on, take the chance.
Well, I mean, a
Oh.
one on the Marvel die is a fantastic success and
That's
counts as a 6, not
Yeah.
a 1.
Okay.
So you can't
Alright,
get
I'll
worse.
play as well. 5, so no, doesn't do any difference. Okay, so that's 49 damage, and I can spend focus, I believe, to up it.
That's on Wind Blast. Wind Beam is just a straight attack.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, okay. All right then. Yeah, that. So
So it's 49 damage?
I smack him for 49 damage.
Okay. Sounds good. Just going to my
flying,
trusty calculator. Okay, he's still alive. He's still alive and kicking. Ah, so you can hit. Let's go
Well,
to
At least one of us can.
Hex. Oh, wait. Do I have? Wait a minute. Sorry. Before I move on, I think do I have a reaction if you hit me? I
we're
think
not
they're
going
all,
to
they're all
defensive
melee.
stance.
They're all melee based. They're all melee based. So, and you hit with ranged. So it is Hex's turn.
So Hex's eyes flash silver as he mystically connects himself to the owl, locking on to him. Teleports basically right above his head and then drops with the soul sword pointed straight down into the owl. In theory.
Ouch.
And what's my target number?
Your target number is 26.
26. It's a 28
Okay.
for 53 points of damage. Hold on for a second. Let me. There's something. I am going to use my combat trickery to make the Marvel die a 1. Making it a fantastic success and dealing double damage and knocking the owl prone. So he takes 106 points of damage and he's knocked prone. So basically, I just fall on him with the sword and just
Prone is 30 feet
flash
away.
him into the ground.
All right, the two of you come tumbling to the ground, and he is unconscious. When you look up and the four of you break out of the heat of battle, you notice that the streets are surrounded by police cars. The red and blue lights are flashing, and there are police officers everywhere. They're trying to get the bystanders away and trying to secure the scene. But you have stopped these two villains that you cornered from the scene of the crime not too far from here, and you chased away.
Oh, we'll switch from dubstep to bit trance then. That'll help calm everything down. A bit go of trance.
Hex's wounds continue to close up as the seconds tick by. It's like, oh, that was a good warm up.
Whoop.
I'll just kind of land next to Mama. You okay, Mama?
Almost fine.
She's just sort of like fixing the hat and stuff. It was a little bit crooked when Owl flipped down on here. Just
Well, I don't know
smiling. And
Don't know about you, but I could use a brew right now.
It's a little early in the day, but not for me.
It's fine by me. With the way my body works, I can't get drunk anyway, so it doesn't really matter what time of day it is.
Can I use my audience to do a little bit of crowd control?
Sure. Here,
Okay, that's an ego check. How does one make an ego check?
Just roll your ego.
On the
total
left-hand side,
modifier.
ego.
Total action modifier or the total defense score?
Total action modifier.
Your target,
Target
number,
number?
is 23. It's one thing. So this game, based on your rank, there are target numbers for rolls. And it's one thing in this game I'd like to see change, because the target numbers keep getting higher and higher as you keep leveling up. I know you get better at things, but it gets harder to do things in this. Your target number right now is a 23, so you're successful. You calm the crowds down, and the people seem
Go a trance.
to be okay.
So that'll help the police smooth the situation, distract everybody away from the others, let people finish healing up. So then we can slink off.
People are calmed by your smooth techno, and a police officer comes over and goes. He kind of lifts his hat and goes, "Hey, thanks a lot. I've never seen the lot of you here before, but do you know what happened back there?" And just to kind of rewind, you guys arrived on the scene of the crime after things had already escalated. You showed up as the Rhino and Owl were running away, so you stopped them. You pursued them and you stopped them here, but you're not quite too sure what happened. They were attacking a Stark research facility was their target.
Did they have anything on them?
You search them and they don't appear to have anything on them.
All we know, officers, is they were attacking a Stark facility, and we caught up with them as they were fleeing and tracked them here and put them down.
Oh, well, maybe you could help out. It's not what you heroes do. You are heroes, right? I've never seen the four of you before. There's so many of you in this damn city. But I assume because you took out those two that you're heroes.
I've never seen old Mama Purdy here. I am famous, just so you know. Actually, I really am. So,
oh, are you? Okay.
yeah, I think you might actually know me.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, she's just with a grandmotherly and good-natured smile. Well, we'd be plenty happy to oblige and kind of look into what might have happened here. Well, I don't know.
Sure.
Heck,
What do you need,
should
officer?
Should we talk to them Stark folk over there?
Yeah, we were talking to a Dr. Harris back at that Stark facility. Maybe you can go connect with them, get the lowdown of what happened, what's going on, find out maybe what they were trying to get at in there, if they got anything at all, and pick it up from there. It'd be greatly appreciated. By the way, who are you? What's your... Yeah, are you a team, or are you just kind of buddies?
They call us the regulators. We're new in town.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for your help here. I appreciate it. And hands you his card. Give me a call if you guys find out anything else. It'd really help. Close this case for me. Damn paperwork.
Hex hands the card to Synthwave. Because he doesn't want anything to do with it. But
So this is where we're going to tell the
This
origin.
suit doesn't have pockets.
Give it here.
I'll absorb it.
We'll do
Say,
the
I've got pockets. I'm wearing a suit.
We'll do the origin, the background of the team here. So back in the 80s, there was an editor-in-chief, Jim Shooter at Marvel, whose mantra was that every issue is someone's new issue. So if you read comics back then, every issue basically retold the origin story of every character team in every issue, and that's what we're going to do here. So we'll do a little flashback, a little editor note. What was the
side box up in the corner?
Exactly.
Peter Parker was bitten by a radioactive spider.
See issue
just in case you didn't know.
of Gar-tacular Showcase number 171, Matt. It'll say, and then so let's do a flashback. How did you all meet? What's the origin of this team?
well, I think Nico Howlett, after he got to this world, was on Krakoa with the Mutant Nation, but he was uncomfortable because his grandfather, Wolverine, is very much like this grandfather, but in this world, his father was pure evil. And his mother in this world is his very own same age. So he first migrated to New York City to be introduced at the Strange Academy, thinking he would study magic there. only to find Damien Hellstrom as one of the instructors. And in his world, Damien Hellstrom had been enscrolled and turned evil by Amanda Sefton, the Goblin Queen of my world. And together with the Goblin Queen and the Sorcerer Supreme, Baron Mordo, who fell to Dormammu's influence, they destroyed my world. So, also not being comfortable with Damien Hellstrom, he just decided to make his way in New York City and try to find a place for himself in a world that's so like his, but not. But while he was at the Strange Academy, that's when he met a couple of other mystically capable people, Tornado and Mama Bog. And they kind of bonded there. And then I think Synthwave had put out feelers looking to break
Not
into
so
the
much put out
superhero.
feelers as Synthwave was kind of dumped into a situation. Hadn't originally wanted to be a hero and had just parlayed her new powers into success as a DJ. But then after an incident at a nightclub where she was DJing and some kidnappers came in and tried to steal a senator's daughter, she managed to rally the bouncers and the club goers against the kidnappers and save the senator's daughter. So she drew quite a lot of media attention and got a little bit of promotion from the senator as an up-and-coming hero. And so she's kind of stuck in this situation where she's been thrust forward as a stick this person in front of a group. And the group that happened to be stick in frontable was these guys who were all much more experienced in the heroing field than she is. So she's been slapped on the front of this group of badass shit kickers as like the happy face of the group and told, work with these guys, everything will be fine, don't screw this up. So there's a PR angle there for Synthwave. She's being almost used as a PR band-aid for badass shit kickers.
Badass shit.
And while the rest of them might know each other very well, she's kind of newer and younger than the rest of them.
Well, it's because as soon as someone hears my accent, for some reason they think I'm a bad guy.
Hey, sorry, buddy, it's New York.
So then I think Tornado and Bog, they go back a ways. I mean, Mama is extraordinarily old and probably originated her time somewhere in the old, the old country, somewhere somewhere maybe where, Herb's ancestors originated. And so I probably know Tornado's lineage to some degree, but then more recently, I was probably drawn to him as I was doing one of numerous philanthropic relocations of endangered species to various islands in the oceans, around which Herb, I think, is it Herb? Do you pronounce the H? Do you do Herb?
We do.
Or do you do okay.
We're very keen on our
Herb,
H's.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I realized it as I was talking. Where Herb ran into a little bit of trouble with trying to rescue one of his crews. I think wasn't that the story? Roger?
My squad, yeah.
Yeah, and so I think that's where Mama Bog kind of first, and that was years ago probably at this point. And
yeah, I was still on operational service when I first met Mama Bog.
Yeah, and so I think she probably saw something in you that she hadn't seen in quite some time, since like the very ancestors that like had disappeared, the elemental protectionists that you were talking about. So, and then we met Hex at the Strange Academy, I think.
Very good. There you go. There's the brief retelling of how you all came together in a few panels, and they get back to the action. So you're standing in the streets of New York, and this police officer's handed you his card. He's gone back to the crowd. He's talking to the other cops at the cars. They're going into the cafe, and they're taking witness statements and everything, and you're just kind of standing there, and life goes back to normal. Meanwhile, there's a massive man in a rhino costume lying on the ground in front of the cafe. There's a man wearing a theatrical costume and claws lying on the ground, and you can see that S.H.I.E.L.D. shows up, and they're getting ready to take them away, shuttle them away. You see a couple damage control vehicles pull up, and they're starting to assess the damage here and get ready to repair everything that took place.
Guess we should go to Stark then. What do you say, Mama? You know more about this than me.
Well, I suppose we should go speak with this Dr. Harris and get to the bottom of things.
I still can't believe here that Stark is a weapons developer. In my world, he led Stark Biotechnical with a surgeon named Stephen Strange. They recreated the super soldier program. That's the only thing that kept my planet alive for as long as it was.
Huh? They recreated it?
It was the only way to fight back the demons.
Yeah, I guess so. Over here we only got the one. Or is it 2 or 4? I lose track.
You always think there's one, and then another one pops up. Sailor V.
Do the bad guy ones count, or what?
Probably.
Right, let's head to Stark.
All right. So you walk down the street, I assume, mode of transportation. Some of you fly, some of you walk, some of you, however.
I'll walk.
Okay. So you make your way down the street. You go what's not far from where you are. There are Stark facilities all over the world. They're research facilities. They're not necessarily, like where Tony Stark himself works out of, but he's just got different labs and facilities set up here and there. The front of this building, there's barricades set up. There's police tape everywhere. Like, one of the walls in the front have been completely smashed open. And when you first got them, Rhino had broken his way through. He made his own wall in the front of the building. You can also see that there's some damage at the top of the building. You can see some smoke smoldering, and it looks like some of the building has fallen down into the street, and there's an opening you can somewhat see up on the roof as well. And again, they've got this rubble cordoned off so people aren't near it or won't step underneath the building and some fall down on them. And there's police officers milling about. There's some people who work here also outside talking to the officers. They're giving statements and they're kind of assessing the damage.
So if these guys are working together, why do they need 2 exits?
Well,
I mean, that Rhino guy, he made a big enough
eh?
hole for anybody. I guess we should talk to Dr. Harris.
Yeah, you get to the front, and a cop kind of looks at you like, nice pajamas. What do you want?
Dude, really? I'm made out of liquid metal.
Is that what you call that? Listen, I got a lot of work here. What do y'all want?
We're here to
All
talk
right,
to
calm
Dr.
your tits.
Harris.
We're just trying to find out what's going on.
Oh, whoa, hey, look at this guy, tough guy, huh? Okay, well, you know what's going on? I got a heap of paperwork waiting for me when I get back to the office, and I don't get paid overtime either.
The Rhino and the Owl, so at least you don't got them to worry about.
All right.
All right, you young people always getting so up in a fuss. Now listen, young man, we would like to go speak with Dr. Harris, so why don't you just, step aside and let an old woman go speak with this man, please?
All right, go for it. Have fun, knock yourselves out. Go save the day, okay? He kind of steps aside. He's got a notepad and pen in his hand. He just shakes his head as you all walk past him.
Muppet.
Is that what we're doing? We're saving the day? Do we do that? I am not cut out for this.
It'll be okay, Synthwave. It grows on you.
It does.
A few years of the war, a decade or more, and you'll be just like the rest of us.
That's not as encouraging as you might think.
Wasn't meant to be.
Okay. Right,
He's a
let's
cheerful
find this
bugger, isn't he?
doctor then.
Yeah, so you get inside, and there's a big foyer. It's got a big Stark logo on there. There's people assembled in here. Like, walls are crumbling and broken through. You can see, like, the Rhino just basically ran through a number of rooms and created that exit at the front. He didn't even, go from the foyer in there. He just, ran through room after room after room and made his way out of here. So there's more cops in here. There's rubble everywhere. There's scientists.
God, it's like the Juggernaut went through here.
Juggernaut. And one of the scientists, they see you and they kind of walk over and you see their name tag. It says Dr. Harris. So, man in about his early 40s, brown hair. He's got a goatee and glasses. I take it you're here to help. I got word that a police officer let me know that some heroes are going to come over here and help out with the investigation. What can I do to assist?
Well, we're kind of interested in wanting to know what it was they were here for. I mean, we know that these guys aren't big Stark fans, but what brought them to like attack the area? Look, I guess we just want to help, Doctor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I appreciate it. We they weren't the only ones. There was the Rhino, that guy with the goofy hair that could fly, and then yeah, that's it. And
This guy was pretty dumb.
This guy bouncing around everywhere. This little guy, ugly. Toad?
Oh God, that guy is gross.
And what was the name of that other guy? Eel. Eel. There's 4 of them in total.
All animal based?
Yeah. Now you mention that's yeah.
Okay, that might be something. Do you know what did they steal anything? Did they get anything?
They did. They took a couple of things while they were here. They took things from all over the building. It seemed like random. I don't know, but they took some information on animal gene splicing with humans that we've been working on here. Stole
gross.
some information on that. They stole a helmet from a Nova Corps member that we had here. We were looking into.
Aren't they made out of some space metal or something?
We don't know. That's what we're trying to figure out. We're going to see if we can replicate it here on Earth.
So why are you trying to make like dog people or whatever?
No, they're not necessarily trying to make dog people. What they're trying to do is they're trying to splice individual parts of the genome so as to enhance and encourage the ability to develop and grow and change things. You know, so like maybe you'd be like gifted with an incredible sense of smell if you took a little bit of a bloodhound gene.
Yeah,
kind of
that's
thing.
it. Dr. Harris.
They're making like full dog people. That's against the code of ethics.
Yeah, none of this, no Frankenstein kind of stuff going on here. We're not mad scientists. We're here to further humanity.
But the bad guys will use it for that kind of crap. They always do. They'll be making like teenage mutant Frankenstein bloodhounds or some shit.
Yeah, but none of them really
we're not
seem
allowed
that
to
smart.
say that, are we?
Did they? Did they seem that smart to you? They're all kind of dumb.
Well, these are not smart guys. I mean, the owl might be able to memorize lines from a play, but he's no genius.
Clearly, they're working for someone else.
Well, I guess we have to find Toad and Eel.
Yeah.
They must be the ones with the data.
There were a couple of other things that were taken away. Yeah, they got away with it. It looks like Rhino and the other fellow. What was his name again?
The Owl.
Hawk? Oh, Owl. He
No, Hawk is much cooler. He's a good guy.
Hawk
is a good guy. Owl is a bad guy.
Okay. They got away. They stole. What else did they take? They took. Well, we had Craven. His body was here. We were doing some tests on it. As you know, he's deceased. Craven the Hunter. We're doing
but he doesn't stay deceased, does he?
I don't know. He was pretty dead when he was here. His body's gone.
They took his body, animal splicing stuff, and a Nova helmet. Anything else? I'm seeing a bad picture developing.
And also a fragment of the rod or the wand that Molecule Man used to carry around when he was contained in that some time ago. It's fractured and shattered. We've been studying that.
Okay, I have a bad feeling about this. I'm getting a kind of reanimating Craven the Hunter with a bunch of animal powers kind of evil plot here.
Yeah, now you mention it, does kind of sound like that, doesn't it? Oh.
You know which way Toad and Eel escaped?
He just points up in the hole through the ceiling. They blew a hole through here, and then they took off on the rooftops.
And Owl and Rhino went out this way?
Clearly
They went. Yeah, he points to the big hole in the in the building at the street level.
Okay, so they went out in 2 groups, and we only caught one. We got to catch these other guys.
Clearly, they were meant to draw attention away from the actual theft.
Yeah, well, if you're going to draw attention, I guess Rhino's your man.
Well, then I think we should get to the roof and see if we can find any clues about where they went.
Yeah.
And with that.
All right then, and I'll just fly up.
Yeah. Hex just disappears and reappears on the roof.
Sort of swirling the wind around him and...
Bam. Everybody else either takes the stairs or...
I mean, that's rude.
The elevator.
Mama, I don't know if I could fly you up there. Do you want me to try?
No. That's fine. I ain't no rush.
So I will take the elevator.
Young people.
Okay, well, I
always
will
rushing.
manifest the platform of light and make myself an elevator.
Thanks for the sub, Sundance Kid. Appreciate it. All right, so you guys make your way up there, and there's a big, massive chunk gone out of the ceiling. And go ahead, let's make some rolls here to start like assessing the scene. So this is an ego test, as it's written in a book, is used for investigating crime scenes. And we will, target number is 23 for all of you, because it's based off rank. And you can start kind of piecing things together.
Target number is 23, you said.
23. We got two 26s, a 28.
Ego is my thing.
Ego.
Mine too.
Ego is not my thing, so we'll see.
Sorry, what was the target again? Sorry.
Target number is
23.
23.
Oh, 23.
Fantastic failure.
I tell you.
Alexis did it!
Fortunately, we don't have to rely on my success.
No, we don't. Everybody else, you're kind of looking elsewhere. You're like, I think there's something here, and then everyone's like, no. Put their arm around you, bring you back. Like, no. That's
Clearly didn't get Granddad's sniffing power.
that's pigeon poop. That's
What wouldn't have helped? Wouldn't have helped. Even with an edge, I don't think it would have helped.
So you're looking at the scene here. You know that Toad, from what you've heard of him, he bounces, he jumps. There's nothing much to him. Eel, kind of like electric-based powers, can shoot electricity, but nothing that would really cause this sort of damage. So you look at the scene, and it looks like there were some charges placed here that blew this up. And you don't know, but you have a feeling maybe these were placed beforehand. Like this was premeditated, everything was set up, because it looks like the explosion happened from the outside rather than the inside for their escape. So this was definitely planned at some point in the past and was a target. You try to assess the direction they went, and you can see that like some of the building tops and rooftops, there's signs that they ran through there or jumped through there, and you keep up with it, and you kind of track it for a while, and it goes to the east of this building from roof to roof to roof. But after a while, you lose track, especially of Toad and any trace he may have, because he just keeps bouncing and leaping further and further and further. You don't find any remnants or any pieces or anything like that of what they took. It looks like everything is gone.
What is east of here?
East of here would be the docks, warehouse district, things like that.
Well, so it looks like they're heading east. You know, I heard that damage control were talking about reinforcing the roofs in New York, covering it with like homeowners insurance or something. It makes sense, you know? I mean, the number of guys you get running across these rooftops, they're not designed for that.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't seem to take care on their landings.
No, I know, right? As long as they get that three-pointer, nobody cares.
I mean, come on, you can do it in style without trashing the place.
I know, right? Or, you know, just smooth landing.
This world is pretty soft, but let's just find these guys.
Yeah, well, we know they've gone east. We got a whole bunch of warehouses in the dock side over that way. So I'm guessing they
want me to
probably
go have a
have-
butcher's? I can fly over there and have a look.
I suppose you'll do the fastest, aren't you?
Well, I'm pretty quick.
Go for it, Captain Windy Man.
Hate to say it, it's only a sergeant, mate, and then I zoom off.
Just all right. So tornado just gone. Boom.
I thought everybody got promoted to captain when they got powers.
Everybody else is going to
Nobody gets made a major.
major disaster.
Major asshole.
Is that is major disaster a bad guy or a good guy? I don't even know, and I don't know what if it's DC or
Anti-hero.
Marvel. All right, so you fly over there and you're assessing the scene. You're looking down at all the rooftops and down at the streets as you're flying over, and you can see that there is like I said, there was a trail. You guys with your ego successes. Did anybody get a fantastic success? No. Okay. And you're able to track it for a while, but it does just kind of seem to let up. But it does head in the direction of the docks. As you're flying over there, though, you're near the Brooklyn Bridge. This is on the water, the docks where you're at, and one of the destinations off the Brooklyn Bridge is Rikers Island, which is where many of the supervillains are housed in the Marvel Universe. And all of a sudden, from Rikers, the direction of Rikers Island, there's a massive explosion, and you can see a plume of smoke raise up into the sky.
So that's like a prison for supervillains.
It's like a super prison, yeah. Supermax for supervillains.
Right, well, I'll get out the older phone and give Mum a call.
Will pick up. She's got her own little phone. Hello there.
You ain't gonna believe this, but
Speak up, I can't hear you.
Some bellend's just blown up the Riker prison.
Oh, well, my, that sounds
I think
bad.
there's a breakout. I'm gonna go have a butcher's. Get everyone and get over it.
He says the prison's gone and blown up, and then something about a butcher. I his colloquialisms escape me.
Which prison was it?
Rikers.
Ah, crap. There's all kinds of super bad guys in there. Mark my words, they're looking for some kind of super genius. They need some super genius bad guy. I'm going to float up into the air.
There's sirens going off everywhere.
Yeah, I'll be going down to see if I can
290
help.
feet straight up.
Okay. You're going back to the others, Tornado, or you're going to start flying towards Rikers?
I'm going to start flying towards Rikers and see if I can help.
You fly towards Rikers. There's sirens are going off. There's like, even though it's daytime, there's like big spotlights being shone everywhere. You can hear bullets flying around, gunshots going off. And you fly up on the scene. You're above, looking down, and you can see a massive hole in the ground, and you see this huge subterranean creature coming out of this. This hole is probably like 100 feet in diameter, in the middle of the courtyard, and sitting like on its shoulders like a little man. He's got a giant nose. He's wearing like these glasses. He's wearing all green as a cape, and you can see other villains about causing trouble as well in the scene. And as the gunshots and everything are going off, you're watching, you see this big creature just swipe a handful of inmates and go back down the hole in which it came.
Well, shit. I'm not sure I can say them all.
Mole man and a mole creature.
But so it was a massive creature then.
Oh, huge!
yeah,
like a
huge,
massive,
huge.
like a kaiju, like huge, like coming up out of this big, massive 100 diameter hole, reaching with a huge hand, swiping a whole bunch of prisoners, and then just like descending back down into darkness. This is what caused the explosion. Also, this big, huge, massive creature, like 200, 300 feet high, like I said, kaiju. Think of Godzilla, King Kong size.
I mean, Tornado's smart enough not to take that all on as his own, so he'll basically go down to the prison and help try and round up prisoners for the guards while he waits for the others to arrive.
Yeah. All right. So the others, I'm assuming you're on your way. So the rest of you on your way there are sirens, there are fire engines, there are ambulances, there's chaos in the streets, and you're hearing things across the radios and things nearby that there's villains everywhere. Someone's like, I spotted the porcupine. No, it was tarantula. There's tiger shark was in the water. I saw vulture flying over. And you're hearing all these names and all these villains that people are claiming they've seen or seen in the area. And on your way there, you get onto the Brooklyn Bridge leading to Rikers, and there's a massive pileup of cars, and nobody's moving anymore, and you you hear a disturbance. You see a fire engine in the middle of the bridge. It's kind of parked sideways. Its lights are on. People are screaming and fleeing off the bridge. And you just see like a car be lifted up and flung off the side of the bridge. And you can't really see because whatever or whoever it is on the other side of this fire engine and causing chaos and destruction on the bridge.
I'm 200 feet up, or 290 feet up.
You see this
from the
massive,
others.
like if you thought Rhino was big, whatever this thing is, you see is huge and massive. It's covered with like armored plates on its back. It's got huge claws. Looking at him, it's the villain, the armadillo, is what you're looking down at. And he's like kind of taking cars and throwing them and slashing at people, and he's slashing at the fire engine.
I'll call up Mama. Mama, this is pretty stupid, but there's like animal bad guys all over the show. There's some armadillo guy up here throwing cars. Can we get Hex in front of the fire engine? It's time to get stabby, I guess.
Right.
And people are screaming and fleeing everywhere.
Hex is already teleported behind the armadillo.
Behind the armadillo?
Gonna put my sword right up his.
Okay, I guess we're going into combat again. Looks that way. All right, so, and there's anarchy going on over at Rikers. Other superheroes are also coming onto the scene. You can see others flying in or arriving and helping to contain the situation. You aren't the only ones. New York City's full of them, you know.
Thank goodness.
All right, so we're going to do initiative.
Look, it's Beige Man. We're safe now.
Are you talking about the armadillo?
No, I'm just making up superheroes. Who will save us, Beige Man?
Oh, yeah, generic. No, you see some of the big guns are coming out. You see Spider-Man swinging across. You see some of the Avengers flying in. The big guns are coming in. This is a big deal, Rikers Island. Breakout at Rikers. All right, so I brought the turn order. I did have the turn order up until I closed it. So we can roll for initiative again. And I guess we're going to do another combat. We had lots of combat this time.
Did I fail to select a token?
The armadillo. See the thing now?
Are we on a map?
I will move you to a map right meow.
Because that might be why my initiative didn't work.
There you go. We're on a map.
I'm not currently there, am I? So I suppose.
No, you'll fly up on the scene.
There we go.
My initiative as well.
Okay.
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride for the GM. Never get top. Let's move this over.
I did not know there was an armadillo bad guy.
He's pretty D-list when it comes to villains. So is the owl. I was telling these guys, I really like to pull on like C and D-list villains a lot. I really enjoy them. I appreciate them. So that's what we were going to get a lot of in this adventure.
One of the problems that I found when looking for a name was finding something that wasn't already taken. There are so many characters that most of the applicable names are gone.
That is fair. Let's change this back to fight music. Who knows if I'll even get to go based off of our performance last combat. When you're doing 200 something damage to me. At least I have another really heavily armored bad guy. I came somewhat prepared this time after I saw the damage output you guys did on the previous adventure. All right. So let's get this all set up.
You just know that in future, if you want to make sure that you're safe, you just have to ban Aaron from combat characters.
Yeah, right?
No, Aaron, you're playing Jubilee.
Hex, is it a 21 or 19? Which one is it that you got?
21 was my original roll.
Okay.
It was before I selected my token.
All right, so Tornado, you're over at Rikers. You're seeing other superheroes arrive on the scene. Iron Man flies in. You can see Spider-Man swinging in.
Mate.
And
on your side, lads.
Daredevil comes on over. All these heroes that inhabit New York City are coming over there. Doctor Strange flies in, and you get word from the others that they're tangling with Armadillo over on the bridge. So I'll say this round you'll fly back this round. You move how many squares? How many feet?
340.
Okay. You can get there this round.
All right. Should we say like I get to the edge of the map or something?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Okay. So I appear at sort of the edge.
There we go.
Zooming in.
Synthwave and Mother Bog, you're at the edge there. I put Hex over near Armadillo. Synthwave, you're up next. There's people again fleeing. There's destruction. There's cars everywhere.
Attack?
What's your range?
100 feet.
Sure, go for it. Do it. Try and punch a hole in my Armadillo.
Okay, so I am going to use. I'm going to get the right one this time. Wind Blast. So again, I kind of gather the wind up almost into like a small tornado, but ball-shaped, and then hurl it at the armadillo.
I think before you make your roll, you have to say how many points of focus you're spending on it.
Okay, let's do 25. Why not? And then a ranged thing. What's the target number?
Target number is 21. That is a hit. Sorry, I'm just messing the overlay here. Pete pointed out that. There we go.
Is a Marvel a particularly good success?
That is a fantastic success. So if there's anything in your description of the power that gives you bonus, that is what you get.
So it's 46 plus the 25 focus I spent.
71 times 2,
times
142.
142 damage.
What? Why did I let you attack? Why did I say you were within range? 142 damage. Holy crap. Okay, bear with me. He does have resistances here. He's a big armored fella. Oh. All right, 142?
Yep. And I will take a defensive stance.
Wow.
Actually, no, I won't. I'm not going to bother.
Holy crap, you guys. All right. He's still up. It's like, oh, he looks up. He's in the middle flipping a car with these big, pointy, clawed hands, and he looks up at you, and then he notices the rest of the heroes around him. I skipped Hex for some reason. I don't know why. I did double click, but Hex, your turn.
Skip me as well.
Oh,
yeah,
did it? Synthwave, you're up. Sorry, go ahead, Synthwave.
Okay, so I'm going to elevate. Oh, no, I'm still elevated. So I'm going to drop down to a much lower level by that yellow car. Pump out. I'm going to throw out an illumination on the guy. So I'm laser lighting him. Target called. And then I'm going to use focus fire on my allies. So he is illuminated. And I'm focusing fire. Because I'm focusing fire on him, everybody within earshot gains an edge on action checks against him.
Come on now. Haven't you done enough?
It's time for a little bit of Juno reactor.
Can you let me at least attack with him once?
In a minute. That's me done for now.
No, I think Hex is going to make sure that that doesn't even happen.
Yeah.
All right.
This will do a meme. No.
Hex, it's your turn.
So Hex's eyes again flash silver as he mystically ties himself to the armadillo, gaining edge as his soul sword whips around in a vicious slash to strike at the armadillo with the target number of, you said, what, 21?
Yeah, 21. Okay.
29. I will, I'm going to use edge to try to get that Marvel die down.
You want to make that a fantastic success.
That's my goal.
You've been very lucky in the past when you try to do this.
How much edge have you got? Is
4.
it just the one from me, or have you got some from you as well?
I've got 4.
Yikes.
I got it. Fantastic
And he
success.
got it.
So, with a fantastic success, with a vicious strike, he does 104 points of damage. And the armadillo is knocked prone. And then with my slice and dice reaction, since I got a fantastic success and dealt damage, I'm going to make a might check against his resilience. So what is his target?
I'll tell you this, you don't need to, because he drops to the ground unconscious. Wow. Okay, so he drops to the ground. It seems like you look back over at Rikers after you kind of get this situation under control, and it looks like the heroes there seem to be getting everything under control there as well.
Do they need Hex? Because I think he might be out of our league, to be honest.
Oh my word. I made tougher bad guys, and you guys are chewing through them. Well, I know for the next session what to do.
That's what you said last time.
Yeah.
Take 6 of these guys on us, and then we'll probably get a little bit more trouble. But
Okay, so Armadillo is unconscious, knocked out on the bridge. You are helping to, like, send bystanders, like, off the bridge, get them out of the way of danger. What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? You got another animal-themed villain here that you've faced.
well, I think based on your description, that was what I understand is the Mole Man. Perhaps he's behind all of this. Maybe we need to pursue him, or at least tell some of the other heroes what you observed, Tornado.
Yeah, he did drag a bunch of people underground. Didn't quite catch who. It was only just as I got there.
Hey, let me conference call in some guys. I've got some numbers.
There is a giant hole leading into the earth that you could...
So yeah, Hex will actually teleport out to adjacent to that hole and wait.
Okay, so all of a sudden, boom, boom, you appear, and there's like some prison guards and some other heroes in there, kind of like surprised when you appear out of nowhere, and
Nod.
there's subdued supervillains, kind of like they're in manacles, shackles, they're down on the ground, they're being ushered back into like cells to transport them, transport cells and things like that, cages, and one of the
Armadillo's unconscious on the Brooklyn Bridge.
one of the guards. He wasn't one of ours. I think he was part.
Now.
He was. Yeah, we'll say the rest of you guys to show up. But I think he was part of the attack. It all happened so fast. All of a sudden, the ground just opened up, and that big creature, and we had all these. There was the vulture, puma, and armadillo, all kinds of things all over the place. But they got away with a whole bunch of prisoners before we could stop them.
The prisoners they took, were they all like animal-based bad guys? You know, like the pangolin and the sea snot slug and
The sea cucumber.
Yeah, those guys.
We're getting a tally right now, but so far as it stands,
I'm guessing a bunch of animal-themed bad guys, right?
the Mad Thinker, the Red Skull, that's a scary one. The Chameleon, Stiltman, he's not so scary.
Man.
Electro, Sandman, and Tombstone. That's what we got so far.
There's some big hitters in there.
Yeah, right? Now, we don't know if they targeted someone and they just kind of got the others in the grab and run or what, but we're a little concerned.
All right, can I use my connections to try and see if there's anybody that can give us a clue on this? And I'm gonna like use the pull I have with the senator who put me in this position to reach out and see if there's some kind of connection thing. So it's an ego check.
Ego check. Target number is 23.
Yup.
The number 23.
While this is going on around, Hex is looking around at some of the other heroes to see if any of them are going to take charge of this situation.
They seem to be working on containing the situation. Also in pursuit.
An Avenger would absolutely take over this.
Yeah, right?
Oh.
They're also at, a lot of the big hitters are in pursuit of the villains that got away, or the attackers. So they're not really as focused here, because the situation here has been contained for the most part, and they're now trying to capture any others that were involved and have fled into the streets of New York. All right, that was a success, Synthwave. What were you attempting to do?
I was trying to reach out and get a clue or a connection or some kind of idea where this is all coming together, because to me at the minute there's shit going on everywhere, and I want to try and narrow it down and get out in front of it instead of being stuck behind all of this stuff. What have these bad guys all got in common?
The ones that were taken?
Yeah. What could you do if you had them in the right place?
Well, you've got the Mad Thinker is like a brilliant scientist. He is.
Yeah.
You've got the Red Skull, who is a fascist terrorist,
brilliant scientist,
super soldier scientist. Chameleon can mimic or imitate anyone. Stiltman is a joke.
Stiltman is a joke.
The powers, they have the powers in there to build Stiltman, though, in the playtest. I'm just saying, he could show up, because they do have, I can't remember what the power is, but it's in there to build Stiltman.
Is it the extension limb
Yes, that's it! Stiltman. Electro, who's also a bit of a, he's not the smartest,
yeah, he's one of
here.
Those Izzy, isn't he?
Well, he can pack a punch, though.
He can.
Yeah.
Same with Sandman. Sandman's in the same league. And they got Tombstone, who's like a organized crime boss here in New York. Think of like a kingpin, but not as high up, like a lieutenant of or a rival of the kingpin.
But some of those guys are going to be collateral. They're being taken along because they were in the right place at the right time. Mm-hmm. I'm getting the vibe that the scientists are the main people.
Especially given the data.
Yeah, does my data correlate with the idea that they are pulling together scientists and animal-themed stuff to do some kind of major event?
The animal
dog people.
Yeah. Well, you do have you have the clues of Craven and the animal stuff, which seem to tie together with the animal theme. But it's weird that these animal-themed villains are working together, because none of them really are in league with one another or work together, or like, so it's strange to see some of these pairings that you're seeing. Yeah. It doesn't make sense that they're together. Like, either someone or something has had to have brought them together to do this. Like, and Mole Man is a really far off one, because he's like, a subterranean king who lives underground.
Yeah. He doesn't really interact with anyone.
No, but ties into that animal theme.
And is Craven like the linchpin in this? Because he was the hunter.
Is dead. He's been dead for a long time, but he was, known as Craven the Hunter, the greatest hunter. He almost hunted Spider-Man to death at one point. He did bury him alive and almost killed him. So he is the greatest hunter who ever lived. So and with the animals, you're looking at it, there's a correlation here.
Guys, we definitely got something with the animals. There's some kind of connection. There's a link. Where are they going to go? What are they going to do? We need to get out ahead of this. We keep being reactive. We need to be proactive.
Well, they're going to need a big fancy lab, aren't they, to make those dog people?
I think you're getting a bit carried away on the dog people. I'm thinking maybe the Central
I'm telling
Park
you, it's
Zoo
going to happen.
might be more of a place to go.
Listen, if the Mole Man is involved, based on what I understand of his MO, they could have an underground lab already set up somewhere. I think we've got to stick to his trail, find out where they're going.
You think?
Well,
I mean,
he
lives underground.
Yeah, but that's my thing.
You can have a gander at that, and I can nip over to Central Park Zoo and see if anything's going on over there.
I guess you're pretty quick.
Give us a minute, and I just zip off.
Yeah, you fly over the zoo, and it's a nice... Unlike the rest of the city, it's a nice, peaceful day at Central Park Zoo. There are couples and families, children milling about, enjoying the sights and sounds and the animals of the zoo.
Cool. Look at those lines. Fucking brilliant.
Suspicious.
You can make an ego roll if you wanted to, just to give it a once over to ensure that you're happy. Target number 23 with ego.
Roger doesn't check against his ego.
Looks
Yeah,
fine to me.
you know, you're so taken in by those lions, those majestic lions. You stop and watch them for a while.
Yeah, it's
You
Godzilla smashing the shit out of stuff. I'm looking at the lion, so I think it's fine.
You grab a bag of popcorn, some cotton candy, watch the lions for a little while, and then take off back over there.
Yeah, and I'll
There's
just.
some class product placement in your background there, though. Are we getting a slice of this advertising money?
Oh, with me? I wish. Hey,
Oh,
Disney.
I meant Roger.
Oh,
Hang on. There we go.
Yeah, that fixes it.
there you go. All right, so yeah, you don't see anything out of the
Yeah, no,
ordinary. You
I'll just
fly
sit
back.
back
The others are
then.
still kind of standing there, and Synthwave is like connecting the dots and putting it together, like pacing and just trying to figure it out.
This is
And you come
building
back
a
and
puzzle with only half the pieces.
Oh, everything looks normal over at the zoo.
Okay, I
Lions,
guess we're
by the
on
way,
your
mate.
trail then, Hex.
Quality.
We follow the mole man.
X just starts walking down into the tunnel.
yeah, okay, you start going, and this thing is massive, and it's been like clawed and dug, like as you're walking there, and you're like looking at the walls and this and that, like something burrowed this massive hole, and it just kind of seems to go on forever. As you're descending down there, everybody please make me an ego roll as you're looking for clues and things along the way. Please. Target number, of course, is 23 because we're all rank 10, so it's always 23. What do you guys think about that? Let me ask your thoughts as you're rolling.
I think what you can do is set the rank appropriate to the action. In other words, you're rank 10, but if what you're trying to do is a rank 5 difficulty, you set it at that target number. Whereas if you're rank 10 and you're trying to do something that would be a rank 20 difficulty, you're almost got no chance of doing it. That's how I interpret
I
it.
suppose I could also heap on trouble.
Yeah.
To make it more difficult. Or edges to make it easier.
I got a fantastic failure, so I'm just talking to Mother
This is-
Mama about the lions still.
That's the
You should have seen it. One of them was
That's
fucking
great,
huge.
Herbie. Yep. Mm-hmm.
The two of you
That's
did.
wonderful.
Yep.
You and Hex, or you're just like deep in conversation about the animals you saw at the zoo, and you're both
Hex
very.
is like
You're right
you.
at home down here,
Yeah.
Tornado. This is where the Badger Moles taught the Avatar how to earthbend.
You what, mate?
I don't understand what happens on your world, but this reminds me of a tunnel one of the hell beasts would have but I don't know
Have
what
you
it
ever had fun?
No offense, but where you come from sounds shit.
well my world was destroyed by the hell dimensions, and I did spend the last decade fighting against demons, so no, I haven't had a lot of fun recently.
Okay, look, I'm guest listing you. All right, all of you, but you especially. I'm guest listing you.
Well, you know, tomorrow I go, yeah, shit.
But no, I see nothing because my ego is terrible.
And even your senses, your heightened senses, aren't picking up anything.
I don't have any. I don't have
Oh.
heightened senses like my grandfather and father did.
So
Yes,
I
go
wanted
ahead.
to try one thing. I wasn't sure if it was going to apply because we're like going down a tunnel. Right?
Yeah, you're descending into a massive. Well, it's almost like a cave at this point, but yeah, it's a tunnel.
Okay, so I do have nature sense, which gives me I instantly know the state of nature within 100 yards per rank.
Okay.
So if there's any like, so
So
the examples are like, you know, level of pollution, major disruptions, or anything like that, or just the state of things. So if there's anything like that's out of the ordinary, whatever. it's
Kaiju
just sort of
poop?
something yeah, I don't know, something like. I'm not sure if it applies to Sport Underground, but I think
It sounds like it'd be a pretty good tool for tracking. I mean, you
Yeah.
got a 1,000-yard range on that.
Yeah. So yeah, and this creature is a natural creature. It's everything seems on the up and up, but as you're descending further and further and further, I'm gonna say who got our fantastic success here? Synthwave.
Synthwave.
And you're also successful. You find all of a sudden
But
there's
we're kind of
these-
approaching our success from opposite directions. So you got Mama, who's like doing the natural world, and then me picking up all of the electronic signals and things that don't fit
you
in
find
the
a
natural situation.
second tunnel connected to this one. So there's the mole creature. I don't know what are they called. Giant mole creature tunnel.
I think
And
they're
then
called-
there's a
I think they're called moles.
Okay, moles.
They're called moles.
Subterranean the mole monster. There's a secondary tunnel branching off. With your fantastic success, you see that this is different. It's not as large. It's like maybe like 20 feet in diameter. And looking at the edges, it's not burrowed, but rather some sort of machine has dug or ground away the earth here. And it is heading... So you're heading down, and all of a sudden this tunnel goes horizontal. So, like, whereas the mole creature would continue descending down, this goes straight. Like, you branch off and go horizontal with the ground above you, if that makes sense. Perpendicular with the ground above.
What cardinal direction would we think it's going?
So
is it going back into the city? Like
it is going back into the city, yeah. Leading back into the city of New York.
Could be taking them to their next, the next location of wherever they're gonna hit.
Yep. That way's the distraction. This way's the bad guys. Or that's their base.
Understood. Good eyes, Synthwave, Mama. I don't know how I missed that. It's because my ego sucks, but that's besides the point.
It's not on fire. There's no demons.
Mind.
It's understandable that you wouldn't notice.
Thanks, Synthwave. Let's move out then.
Also, there are no crumpets, so it's no wonder that Tornado didn't get it either.
Load of bollocks.
Good stuff. Okay.
Did I tell you, Tornado, that one of the first hell gates that opened swallowed Great Britain completely?
How would you tell the difference?
That's a bit shit.
It was a lot. It was a tragic loss.
Oh, I see you've been to Bradford, mate.
Oh, good times. All right, so you're making your way through here, and it seems to go on forever. But like I said, it's only like 20 feet in diameter. It's much smaller, and some sort of device or machine made this one. You're tracking, and you can tell you're heading back in towards the city. And after quite some time of working your way through, you can see an opening leading up the surface, and you can see some like light shining down. It's not natural light; it seems to be artificial light, like that of a light bulb or something. And you're standing there, you don't hear anything currently, but you seem to have found the source of this hole.
No sign of the machine, though, right? We still just... Did you say we saw the
No,
machine,
you don't
or?
see a sign of the machine.
Okay. So that actually might be up there.
Okay, let's investigate. Where are we? What's going on?
Hex is hanging back, letting Mama and Synthwave reconnoiter the area, figure out what's going on. He recognizes their skill as investigators.
I'll be moving closely behind Mama, just keeping, in case anything goes down.
Yep. Just still talking about the lions, I imagine.
Still talking about the lions.
It's really big cats. Yep. I get you.
So, did you say the hole goes up? Is it like a direct vertical?
No,
is it
it's sloped, like it's gradual.
Okay.
Like maybe something drove down into it to create this.
Mm-hmm.
I realized I had the Streets of New York sound still on as we're walking through giant caves.
It
Let's
is
turn
pretty
those
loud.
off.
It's very loud down here.
Okay. So what's our approach?
I'm gonna investigate.
Yeah, same.
Here,
That's all right.
closer.
Oh no, that's balls.
Does somebody want to use agility and maybe get closer, maybe sneak up on this?
I'll give it a shot. Yeah.
I can do sneaking,
Okay, and
I think,
Mama,
he says before failing.
I can
Mama
do
got a
sneak
success
too,
there.
as I get if it would give me more info to sneak up first, I can do that too. I'm fine with it.
Its target number still 23.
23. Yep. Go ahead. Yeah, Mama Boggs, go ahead and also roll that, please.
Yeah, succeeded as well.
I got a 31.
So the three of you get closer and closer, and as you do, you can hear like the hum of machines up above into this opening. You can hear machines you can now hear the sounds of multiple footsteps walking around various distances from where you're at. You're at the hole, like you haven't peeked up or anything yet. You're just getting closer. You're doing some reconnaissance. You can hear voices of people speaking. They're kind of like giving each other orders, or they're giving like assessment reports of how something is going on. It sounds like they're working on something up there. They're all male voices. The voices also sound muffled, like their faces behind something as well.
Are they wearing big yellow suits?
Do you want to peek up?
Yeah.
They're wearing big yellow AIM suits. They got the big cylindrical things over their heads, and these are AIM soldiers, all scuttling about. You kind of peek up with your agility score. I'm going to say, like, you just kind of pop your head up and they don't really see you. There seems to be like a makeshift lab that's been built in the basement of this building, and you can hear humming, and there's lights glowing, and there's like 3 AIM soldiers in the room right in front of you that are kind of milling about a lab. And you can hear footsteps everywhere, not just in this room, but all over this basement or this makeshift facility that's been built.
We need to get to the bottom of what they're doing up there.
Well, we could ask him some very polite questions. Maybe reconnoiter some intelligence or some such.
Hex gives you a nod, and
stealth is not my thing. So if you need me to run a distraction while you guys do an end run around this place, I can do. At least I can fly.
Hex looks over at everybody.
Like, do you want to like just jump one of them? Like, how many are there, Matt? Like,
there's 3 in the room directly in front of you, but you can hear voices everywhere. But there's like walls and doors. Like, there's multiple rooms in here. So this is just like the first room you can see into, and then there's like door leading into a room adjacent to this one to the east. But you see 3 of them milling about in the room directly in front of you.
Hex will just teleport in the middle of them, hoping to get a surprise round out of this.
And can so if we're gonna, can we coordinate that? And we'll say, like, I could drop like a trap, like a web trap, just before you go in to try to paralyze them as you go in, just to try to keep them immobile.
I like it.
Yeah, and at the same time, I'll zip up as well.
Okay. Let's do it.
The map is black for me.
That's okay. We don't really need a map. That's fine. I have forgotten how to use dynamic lighting in Roll20. Foundry, hey, I'll help you out. I'll show you all day long how to use that, but Roll20, I don't remember how. So that's fine. We're almost at the end of the session, so the map doesn't really matter. Someone online has created like stronger minion type characters. They took like the Hydra and the way they were built in this playtest, and they've built like other things, and that's what I use to build these AIM soldiers. So they're, even against you guys though, they're nothing. But they're the equivalent of like rank 10 minions. But that's okay. So what's the plan here? Let's play it out. Talk me through it. Mother Boggs, you're going first?
Yeah, I think Mama's gonna hurl a whole mess load of a whole mess load of like vines and snakes and worms and mud and sludge and everything you can imagine from a bog, and just try to get as much of the 3 of them as possible. So if they're relatively close to one another, I can probably get multiple. And so basically that's the same thing as like paralysis until on their turn they do like agility or might test to get out of.
You have to make an action check to do that.
I don't have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
In which case I will use combat support to enhance Hex, so that Hex automatically gets a 1 on the Marvel die.
Okay.
And I'll whisper to her, like, go get him. So if I can use my action as my easy action to inspire Herb, so he, as he goes in, also gets an edge.
I mean, it does mean you're going to have Witch House techno blasting in your earpiece as you go.
Well, so all of a sudden these vines and everything start kind of coming out of the ground and grab these there are these scientists, AIM soldiers, typically scientists also. And, oh, what's going on? What's happening? And all of a sudden, Hex, you boom boom teleport into the room. In
And,
between the three of them.
Yep, and we'll smack down on one of them.
Yeah, go ahead. Do you have an attack that could hit more than one if they're adjacent? You can go ahead and use that.
No,
Just the way
no.
you're situated, there's like one on either side of you, the way you came into the room, and there's a third one on the other side of a console from the other two. So you got one on, like, you're next to two of them, and one is on the other side of like a table or a console from you. So you're not adjacent to that one per se, but
Okay.
they're all restrained.
Maybe something to add to your notes for the playtest is splitting dice pools.
Well, you can make attacks at multiple targets. There are powers. That's what I was wondering if you had that.
I know there are
that
specific
attack.
powers for it.
Yep.
Like Captain America.
Yeah.
Yes,
This would
that's
be where
right.
Captain
Yes.
America would be really handy. Like, bonk, bonk, bonk.
Yeah, there is a blade power for that, but I did not take it, so I'll strike at one of them.
Okay, go ahead.
And what's the target number?
That is a great question. Bear with me here.
And they
Aim
would have the
soldier.
paralysis effect. If that
Oh, so 10, right?
Oh, 10, that's right. Yep, 10.
Thank you, Jeff.
So that's with Ben's roll, that's a 1. So it's 102 points
We're
of
gonna
damage.
You just
guys.
cut him down in half, and he just crumbles to the floor.
Yes, the blade just comes through, and then he looks at the other two and he says, "Surrender, or well, you see."
Okay. They start. We're under attack! Quick, help! We need reinforcements. Tornado, it's over to you. You got still a surprise round. It's all kind of happening.
Yeah, so I'm just
simultaneous.
going to kind of zip up and let's try and actually punch one, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use attack stance. And
I love the way that you built a martial artist and are just finally punching someone.
no, I tried to punch the owl, I just couldn't.
Owl was very, very agile.
And I'm going to do the thing that adds +10 to my damage.
Yep.
And you would have an edge from
From
Mama.
Mama Bog. Mama
And the
Bog.
target-
Thank you very much.
And the target number is only 10.
Oh, okay. Even I should be able to pull that one off.
Yeah.
Even with
Here it
Pete's
comes.
mods.
Barely,
Nice.
but you did it.
Pete's mods are still working.
Oh, hey, the
Oh, I
problem
get the action.
the problem with
Sorry.
your roll there is you've got combat finesse, so you should actually be making your attack rolls from agility, not might.
Aha.
And roll the fight damage buttons at the top, because it'll also spit out the damage and everything. There you go.
So it's actually 38 damage.
38 damage. So you roll in there. And what does this attack look like? I'm sorry.
Basically just I'm punching him.
Oh, okay, so you just like go up there and just punch. So you
I'm-
punch him, and it's
I'm going to actually re-roll the 2.
Yeah, reroll the 1 because you can get the 616 thing, right?
Oh, we haven't seen that yet.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll give that a go.
Oh,
Three.
do you have any more edge?
I don't think this is a
Just
wind
one
power
from me.
based
Just
ability.
one? Okay.
Just one.
All
You
right.
haven't got any trouble, have you? Because then I could give you a reroll.
Are you using a power at all that would give you a bonus with the fantastic result, or it's just you just running up and punching him?
Oh no, I don't. But it
Well, you could use shield bash using your air as an air bash, which is a melee strike.
okay. All right, why not?
You're like, I'll take that.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
So I'll do that. So I do have another edge.
So
Because anything I do using air powers, I gain an extra edge on. So let's give that another go. No.
But
Okay.
you do double damage and knock the individual prone on a
All right.
fantastic test.
Okay, so
So
38
double
times
damage
2.
is enough to knock him out. So you knock him out, knock him prone, he slumps down, but this one's still shouting, "Help! Help! We have intruders! We have intruders!"
So it's a shield of air, not an actual physical shield.
Yeah, shield of air.
Because I literally make like a big wall of air and go.
all of a sudden the door to the east side of the room slides open, and standing there, you see this imposing figure. He's wearing a flak vest, or like a ballistics vest, armor-proof, bulletproof vest, all black. He's got combat boots on, combat pants, and he's got a mask over his face. It's all black except for the center is white, and it looks like a skull. He's holding a machine gun in one hand. He's got an MP5 hanging off his belt. He's got a pistol right across the front of his chest. And he enters the room and just kind of raises a gun at all. It's Crossbones, if you guys aren't familiar with him.
Does he look angry?
Yeah, he doesn't say anything, but walking in behind him is a figure wearing an immaculate suit, but a grotesque red skull for a head and face. And you see him holding this like object, this metal piece in his hands, and he looks up at you, and you see that there are like these jagged, almost like lightning bolt etchings on his face, similar to that of the Molecule Man.
Oh no!
And he just looks at all of you, and he's like, "I have much work to do here, and I'm not done. You have interrupted me, and you will pay for it." And as he's talking, his words kind of get like all garbled, and you don't really understand. You'll start looking at each other, and like you look over at Mother Bog, and it's like her arm is like dripping in big globules to the ground. And you look down where they are, and there's like this puddle of your arm down there, and Synthwave becomes like sound waves themselves. It just dissipates into the air.
It's Tornado. Time for dubstep.
Tornado, you just kind of like turn to dust and blow away, and Hex, you're just gone. You just disappear into thin air. And we'll end there, because we can pick this up. It's the end of our adventure.
All right.
The end of our adventure is the start of a punch up with the Red Skull.
With Molecule Man's powers.
Yeah, say Molecule Man. He's a rank 25 kind of guy. So.
Molecule Man is the most powerful being in the Marvel Universe.
Yes.
Yikes.
More so than Franklin Richards, anything.
Yeah, he
Galactus
beat up Galactus with no problem.
Yeah, but so did Squirrel Girl, to be fair.
That doesn't count. That didn't happen.
Totally did. Just because you didn't see it happen doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a chunk of the Molecule Man's rod was one of the things taken. Okay, so that's it. We got a cliffhanger, so we're gonna have to do this again. Thank you everybody for joining us. Hopefully everybody enjoyed this second session. We have original characters and stuff like that, but let's do a round table, see what we've got going on next week. Aaron, what are you doing next week?
Okay, next week on Wednesday, I think we're back for Wrath and Glory, if I'm correct, right, Ben?
I think so. It was originally going to be Wrath and Glory today, but we couldn't make it happen. So hopefully we're going to Wrath and Glory next week.
And then on Thursday...
But we will check, because Roger looks anxious.
I was just confused why it'd be Wrath and Glorying today.
Oh no, Wrath and Glory is Wednesdays.
Enemy Within.
Not Wrath and Glory. I'm confusing Warhammers.
Yes. Wrath and Glory on Wednesday.
This Warhammer, not this Warhammer.
And then on Thursday, is Cyberpunk Red going to start this coming Thursday?
That's the plan.
All right.
And you missed Tuesday. Tuesday is Coriolis. So we've got Coriolis, Wrath of the Icons, Legacy of the Saga of the Things and the Stuff. That's on Tuesday. I don't know if anything's happening North America Tuesday.
Nope, just Thursday night. We got Actoon Cthulhu.
So yeah, Wednesday we've got
Wrath and Glory. Thursday Cyberpunk Red, and then
Thursday Cyberpunk Red and Actoon Cthulhu. And then Friday next week
it should be The Enemy Within.
The Enemy Within. Assuming everybody is still all cool for that. If not, then we will be back on our Monster of the Week binge.
Very good. Jeff, what do you got going on over on the Lollygaggers?
Yeah, in like 3 hours, I'm running Death in Space
cool.
from Free League, so that should be pretty fun. Tomorrow, so Saturdays, we're doing One Ring, second edition still. And Monday, we're playing some Savage Worlds. We're playing Holler, just like speaking of Appalachia, that's an Appalachian apocalyptic setting. So it's a lot of fun. It's a weird mishmash of a lot of different things. So that's on Monday.
Cool. And then, Aktud Cthulhu, Thursday night. Aaron, Jeff will be there, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's it for me. So thank you, everybody, again, for joining us. Thank you for people who are watching us later on YouTube or in the far future for joining us. Again, if you notice that we missed something or messed something up, please let us know. We're learning as well, but we're doing our best to try and make our way through these play tests and have a good time. Have fun with it. So thank you.
Future. That sounds cool.
It's far off in the future. Thank you, everyone. Have a great week, and we will see you again.